Hi, welcome to one of our Take 5 presentations. Take 5 minutes for one aspect of workplace health and safety. My name's Jackie from Cambridge Safety. Welcome. So in this short presentation, we're going to just talk about the workplace health and safety culture. Lots of different definitions. There's no one in tablets and stone, but what is a health and safety culture and how do we develop it? So if your company implements a health and safety management system, whether it's HSG 65 or the ISO 45001 or an ILO standard, really what you're trying to do, even if you don't realize it, is you're trying to establish a health and safety culture where there's a commitment to health and safety throughout the organization. People own health and safety wherever they are within the organization hierarchy, but also we've got to sell it to people. What's in it for them? The advantages of having a good health and safety culture, going home at the end of the day without getting injured, not suffering from any occupational ill health. So culture before health and safety culture is the sum of our actions and habits. It's what we actually do, not what we say. Things that happen naturally without any additional input. So in your organization, if things don't get done from a health and safety perspective, unless you nag them, prod them, or you actually do them yourselves, then you do not have a health and safety culture. In a health and safety culture, things happen. And even if you're not there, people know their role, their responsibility, how they fit into the overall hierarchy of things, and things will carry on. That's not about making our health and safety advisors redundant or anything like that. There's still lots of things for us to do. But if you've got a true health and safety culture, health and safety is integrated to everybody's role. It's integrated into the organization. And it just happens. That's not to say that people don't need advice on what extra to do, but things happen without you actually forcibly pushing to make sure they happen all the time. So back in 1959, Heinrich's opinion, and again, bearing in mind this was a very male-orientated workplace at the time, the supervisor or foreman is the key man in industrial accident prevention. His application of the art of supervision to control the worker performance is the greatest influence in successful accident prevention. So even then, when Heinrich did his early studies, he was really saying the supervisor, the manager, the team leader, they are very key in preventing accidents in the workplace. How they behave would have an impact on how the worker behaves as well. So a more modern concept then, we've got the health and safety culture. The safety culture. Now, you often see safety culture because traditionally people called it safety culture. I'm going to go further because these days we're into health and safety, not just safety. We're into things that can affect us even if we don't have an accident. So sometimes if you hear me saying health and safety, that's because really these days it's not just about safety culture. It should be a health and safety culture. The safety culture of an organization is the product of individual group values, attitudes, perceptions, competencies, patterns of behaviour that determine the commitment to and the style of an organisation's health and safety management. This is not in tablets of stone, it's not an official definition. It's, however, there's lots there, but we're going to just dissect this one. So, our health and safety culture is a product of individuals, but then group values. So, it's not just me, it's the group, the organisation. Attitudes, a preconceived idea of how something's going to develop, perceptions, how we make sense of reality, competencies, skills, knowledge, experience, but also patterns of behavior. So, not just about what we say, but how people actually react and act. And this determines our health and safety management. And again, thinking practically, if the senior managers are interested in health and safety, then the managers and employees are going to be interested in health and safety. That's a true health and safety culture. If the person at the top is not bothered about health and safety and thinks it's a load of rubbish, then that is going to trickle down the organisation as well. Just an alternative way of thinking about an organisational culture. Organisations with a positive safety culture are characterised by communications founded on mutual trust, by shared perceptions about the importance of safety and competency in the efficiency of preventative measures. Another one you sometimes see quoted, the way we do things around here, that's from the CBI. However, the way we do things around here may not always be good, so I don't really tend to deal with that one. Promoting a positive health and safety culture, though, we need some management commitment and leadership. As I say, we can't do it on our own. We need some senior management commitment. It's making sure health and safety has a high business profile. It's an integral part of the business. People need to have suitable information and data available to them at all levels of the organisation. Let's involve staff in risk assessments, inspections, audits. That's all positive stuff. Good levels of consultation rather than just telling. Let's do a little bit of selling rather than telling. Good arrangements for training, making sure people are competent and experienced. And the promotion of ownership of health and safety. It's not just me. I shouldn't have the word scapegoat tattooed on my forehead. We've all got to see that health and safety is part and parcel of what we do. It's equally about setting and meeting realistic health and safety targets, objectives, and goals. We don't always have a health and safety culture. We might have a blame culture where when something goes wrong, it's not us, it's that department, it's not us, it's those people, it's not us, it's that contractor. So that's where you've got a blame culture where when something goes wrong, it's all about criticism rather than learning the lessons. What can we do to stop that happening again and being more objective about it? So a no blame culture, you have people with accountability and responsibility. You might still have errors and mistakes, but we learn the lessons. We look positive about what we can do. People participate in health and safety. We have teamwork. Teamwork is always good for, employee relations, but also it's good because people can talk to each other, solve problems, and take responsibility for issues. It's about openness and trust and honesty. But no blame doesn't mean no responsibility. This doesn't mean the employer may not then take action to discipline someone if they blatantly breach health and safety rules. So we may have a blame culture, a no blame culture, a health and safety culture. But what we're really looking for is a just culture where, people know exactly what's expected of them. They are held to account. They do take responsibility, but we've got honesty and integrity. So we're aiming for a just culture. Thank you very much. It's Jackie from Cambridge Safety. Thanks for watching or listening to one of our short Take 5 presentations. That's www.cambridgesafety.co.uk. Thank you.